were Zoast and Azder. So
Yeah.
should be a fun race. So as can happen in randomizer, anything can happen in a randomizer.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy, some planning involved, but I mean, at times luck is going to be part of your strategy, because sometimes you got to make that low percentage play and have it work out for you.
Yep, and sometimes you make that low percentage play and it doesn't work out for you.
Which I guess more often than not it doesn't work out for you. That's why it's the low percentage play. Oh.
All right. Oh, and we do have
sound and we've got trackers.
Yes, we have sound and tracking, and shout outs to CheatyFace4, the best tracker in the business, who at the very last minute when we found out we'd have tracking capabilities is coming to do it for us. So, because you do not want me tracking for you.
Well, and tracking a 4-way while you're trying to commentate it, having done it myself in the past, is not a good way to be.
No, it's not fun.
Alright.
Actually, I'm going to shout out Cheaty again. Not only the best tracker in the business, the best emote artist in the business, as he shows off his Cheaty Meyer.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. That's a personal favorite. Of course, any emote that involves Crocomire is a personal favorite of mine. And since this is randomizer league logic, it's major minor split, so we may actually see some Crocomires today.
Could happen. Yeah, and to talk about the league setup, it's very similar if you're not familiar with the league, but you are familiar with the total tournament from 2 years ago. The way things are set up are fairly similar. There are a couple things in logic here that were not in logic with the tournament. Things like spring ball jumps, in particular, are in logic here. And we got the countdown going, so it'll be starting any moment now. Another thing that's a little bit different is sometimes those first minor items can be very trolly. So they might not get their power bombs for a little while. They may not get their super missiles for a little while. It's a little more likely we might have a forced Spore Spawn, because Spore Spawn might have those first power bombs or those first super missiles.
Or the first power bombs could, of course, be in the middle of the cathedral.
Yeah, as happened quite a bit in the regular season. In the playoffs, we switched to... So in the regular season, each seed had a designated speed, anywhere from slowest to slow up to fast and fastest. In the playoffs, we changed it around to what was called a variable speed. And what that means is, for instance, in a slow or slowest, your progression would be purposely slow so that every item would generally be very far apart. When we switched to the variable randomizing, each time the program placed an item, it randomized how quickly the next item would show up. And so I think we, in the end, got something a little bit more like what was in the total tournament seeds.
Absolutely, because it was when you were working on static difficulties or static progression speeds, you could somewhat read the seed. Okay, it took me this long to finally get a progression item, which means I'm probably on a slow or slowest. So let me go make some low percentage plays and go to the other side of the map. Whereas with variable, that's not really in the cards. And we just have an E-Tank to start us off. Kind of a boring start. Means the Morph Ball will have to be in the Retro Brinstar ceiling.
Yeah, and shout out to Zoasty with the MSU audio.
Always a great listen.
It's really, really cool. If you haven't heard this stuff, it's different and very interesting.
Alright.
And he's having trouble getting that Morph Ball.
Toasty got it first try, Azder's got it, Sloaters has it. Zoasty still, he may go for the backup gamer. Nope, he has lost the gamer. And we have power bombs, so no cathedral power bombs today.
Nope, but we haven't seen our super missiles yet, so we'll see that in a second. Right. To see what that second item is.
Could always be a forced Spore Spawn. Nope. We have super missiles.
Oh, we just switched over to the Toasty audio. Darn.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It makes me sad too.
But, so we have supers, we have power bombs. So none of our runners are going to have to search out for miners. So
I went through that whole description of the possibility of having to search out those minor items, and in the end, it didn't happen.
Alright, so Sloater's heading straight up the elevator. Toasty at least going to check the Retro Brinstar Powerbomb location. We'll have to see if any of our runners decide to take the meme route, and look at Toasty.
Toasty is going.
Toasty's going meme. Looks like azder might be as well.
He's
He's
laid
got
that
another
power bomb.
bomb. So we got 2 runners headed up, 2 runners headed left.
And excellent, we already have route diversions. And Toasty going, oh, he's just going to check the item. Let's see if he's going to keep going down Green Hills, which is a strange choice, but it's been done.
Sloaters finds some supers underneath Old Mother Brain. And Toasty, nope, looks like he's going to head back up towards Big Pink.
Yeah, too many items to leave behind at this point.
Right.
The most dangerous thing that this route does is if Zoast and Sloaters run into Speed Booster before they get to Big Pink, they'll be able to check that waterway item, whereas azder and Toasty will not be able to check. Oh my god, already
Meridia at the
suit.
charge beam. That's big brain play right there. Finding that early Varia.
Now, on the other hand, the others will find it, so they're going to run right into it. It's not in a strange place.
Looks like Bomb Chorizo just has an E-Tank.
So no BT fights today.
No DLC boss. Alright. Toasty gets the wave gate glitch on the first try. Looks like azder's going for it. Oh, doesn't quite. Looks like you might have got it on the second one, no?
An X-ray scope.
Well, part 1 of the microwave beam has been unlocked, but we'll have to see what else they find. I mean, X-ray is one of those items that you can do a lot of weird stuff with, but a lot of those weird things aren't that fast. And looks like
azder may give up on it, and he's probably not going to be that upset. He often will skip that X-ray if he gets it that early.
Yeah, and it looks like we had grapple beam at the Terminator item.
Which is also an interesting find because it's going to give them access to X-ray without doing any kind of weird deboosting shenanigans.
Yeah.
And who knows when Toasty... Usually if you're going to go meme route, your intention is to go straight to the wreck ship once you get up to the surface.
And unless you first try that CWJ, that grapple beam's going to make your trip to the wreck ship a lot better.
Yeah, and they're also going to be a lot later to gain to X-ray. If X-ray is an important item, it'll be a lot later they'll get it.
Yeah. I didn't see... Oh no, Sloaters didn't check Bryn Reserve yet. He went and picked up the early supers item.
And it's a vanilla reserve. And E-Tank at Edicoons.
So, kind of I mean, not a lot of vanilla, but not exactly not a lot of vanilla. I mean, the Varia suit is obviously the big progression item that's been found thus far. And like you said, usually if you meme route, your intention is to go to the wreck ship early, but finding that Varia, you may see them wrap around and just go down Red Tower.
It could happen.
But azder is also famous for doing the early wreck ship and only doing the bottom half of early wreck ship.
Yeah, pretty famous for that. It works out for him pretty well most of the time.
It does. I mean, it's only 2 items, and going up to to the top of wreck ship to gravity, to gravity and the wreck ship reserve. I mean, it takes a lot of time. Bowling kills time.
It does indeed. Well, especially if you don't have speed booster, you can't even get the reserve item.
Right, then you're spending all that time for a single item.
And possibly the pain of seeing the reserve tank item being something necessary that you have to come back for.
Yeah. Alright, so now we've got all of our runners kind of retreading on area that other runners have been through. We had, pretty much some high fives here in Green Brinstar.
The other interesting thing about the meme routes, it's very common for meme routers to go to Gauntlet when they get back up to the surface. It just kind of routes nicely in there. Also, you're more likely to have enough power bombs to get through.
azder actually doesn't.
azder does not have enough power bombs. Toasty, however, does.
I don't know where Toasty picked up the extra power bombs that azder doesn't have.
That's a good question. I didn't see which ones azder skipped.
I didn't either.
You know what? I think he skipped the ones near the E-Tank at Edicoons. I think.
Maybe so. So azder really won't be able to do a gauntlet check.
You could do a check, but you can't get out. So
right.
he probably
can find out what the item was.
Yeah. And typically, I don't like that play. If you can't keep the item, checking the item is. I mean, it's good to know the item, I suppose, but Okay.
Yeah, really, I guess best case scenario there, if you do that, is it's a useless item that you're not concerned with.
Right.
Because then you would probably reset anyway.
Okay. Meanwhile, Sloaters and Zoasty both picking up their X-ray scopes.
As azder heads in and picks up that E-tank at BT, and we'll see Toasty do the same shortly. And we'll see Sloaters and Zoasty both head down to Charge Beam and pick up that Varia suit. So while often you see, you kind of have to, runners have to make a decision when they hit the red tower. Do we go up to wreck ship? Do we go down? Finding that early Varia, I expect at least our two runners that didn't meme route to go straight down red tower.
I would agree with that. Both can do high jumpless lava dive if they want to do it. If they want to hit lower norfair right away. And both are actually fairly decent at doing the wall jump. I mean, as decent as anybody at doing the wall jump up worst room in the game, which is a very difficult thing to do.
The double pixel and frame perfect wall jump.
Yeah, that one.
That we did have a couple of people do in league seeds during races.
I'm pretty certain Sloaters was one of them.
I think you are correct. So it does look like azder is making the wreck ship play. And Toasty's going to head up to Gauntlet.
Oh, we're back on Zoast's music. Awesome.
And Zoasty and Sloaters both going for the X-ray check, which having that grapple beam makes it a trivial check.
I wouldn't exactly call it trivial, but you don't have to do any weird shenanigans with D-boost and stuff. You can still fall and get yourself in a lot of trouble.
That's true, though. Having that Varia suit would help that.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're only taking 15 damage from the spikes instead of 60.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't familiar with Randomizer, the way the suits work in the Randomizer is the gravity suit will not protect against environmental damage, which includes these spikes here. To compensate for that, the Varia suit will do 4 times less damage on any of the environmental damage. Enemy damage is exactly the same, though.
Right. Now, looks like Zoasty actually picked up the E-tank at X-ray. Sloaters did not. Toasty found the Spazer at Gauntlet and actually picked it up and kept it.
Well, you might as well. He doesn't have any other beams right now.
That's true. I mean, Spazer gets a bad rap, but I don't know that I would have kept it if I was just going to leave again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you took a save, yeah, that wouldn't be an unreasonable reset. I don't think anyone else is going to be grabbing that.
Probably not. All right, so looks like at the Spazer item, Sloaters and Zoasty have both found just a reserve, both of them picking it up.
That's 2 reserves so far.
azder starting the Elephant Coast fight with a nice starting Doppler. And Toasty also going to head towards the wreck ship.
Yeah, for an early wreck ship play, this is a very safe Fantoon fight. Now, no Fantoon fight is truly safe this early on, but 3 tanks and Varia suit is very much what you would do in an old route,
Yes.
any percent run.
Yeah, Sunrise Surprise could still murder you at any time, but you actually see Sloaters using the X-ray for its intended purpose and seeing just a set of missiles that create missiles. So azder's done with Fantoon as Toasty heads into the wreck ship, and both Sloaters and Zoast are headed into Kraid. So we'll have to see if anybody takes Kraid to prom today. Yes, Toasty with those intended grapple strats to get across the ocean.
Yeah, we have someone, yeah, WKBJ, yeah, I would say yes. The wreck ship often comes up dry in these randos as well.
Oh, and Sloaters finding the plasma beam at Varia.
Nice. Well, rip Spazer.
But that's 2 pieces of the microwave beam.
Yeah, we'll see if they get
Sloaters
charged.
and Zoasties have. So
And if they get that before they go to the wrecked ship, that'll make their Fantoon fights super fast and easy for them.
well, absolutely. Oh, and for those not familiar with the randomizer, there is one change. It's a major minor split. All major items are rotated with all other major items, minors with other minors. The one change to that is the E-tank in front of high jump boots has been swapped with the super missiles in the right side of the wrecked ship, just to make the wrecked ship a more tempting offer. Otherwise, the wrecked ship would be a very large location with only 3 major items and make it where very rarely would the wreck ship play pay off.
And nice, we have wave and plasma. That's
Ooh.
quite the beam combination if we get charge beam.
It is. And azder going for the sponge ball strat.
Ooh,
and he
second
gets it.
try. Nicely done. That's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, and I find it much harder to do with power bombs than with regular bombs. I mean, it's a hard strat anyway, but that just makes it worse.
Okay, about to see what's that. Oh, Zoast is going to check the ice beam, while Sloaters is going to check the high jump boots. I like the ice beam first check here, when you don't have to worry about hull runs.
True. And even when you do, I kind of like it. Oh, and azder finds the charge beam.
Nice.
And sloaters finds the validation item and gets that spring ball.
That's Sloaters' favorite item, so he'll be excited. Zoast, meanwhile, just getting an energy tank. So this is interesting. If Zoast and Sloaters do things the way they were going to want to, which is hit the wreck ship last, they're likely never going to find that charge beam.
No.
It's really going to depend on the ammo distribution. So the ammo distribution here is a 3 to 2 to 1 on average. What that means is for every time the randomizer places a ammo item, there's a 3 and 6 or 50% chance it's a missile, a 2 and 6 or 1/3 chance it's a super missile, and a 1 in 6 or about a 16.7% chance it's going to be a power bomb. So that can lead to some interesting actual item distributions where super missiles might be really high, but also might be really low. So there are some seeds where getting enough supers to defeat Mother Brain is very, very difficult. So at some point, Zoast and Sloaters are going to have to make that decision. Do we go for super missiles or do we go for charge beam?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was another change from the total randomizer tournament that happened a few years ago. There, it was a 3-3-1, so you actually had even odds of getting a super missile or missiles.
Yeah, and
those seeds were generally just laden with super missiles.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, both Zoasty and Sloaters taking the cathedral path to Bubble Mountain. No speed booster, so they can't take the speedway.
And it looks like Toasty has run out of power bombs. He's going to have to reset if he wants to try that again. Yeah, he's got to save it.
Sponge bath. Okay, so he's not losing too much time from that.
The question is he going to keep going for that or not?
Right, and now we know it is a check that would pay off with that charge beam, but he doesn't know that, so he has to determine how much time he wants to spend on this.
Ooh, and Sloaters going for a spring ball jump to get into the wreck ship. Into the Norfair Reserve area. Very nicely done.
Nice, and Zoasty heading into speed booster.
So basically, the way the spring ball jump works is what you want to do is, in the middle of your jump, you want to morph, and then before you hit the apex of that jump, if you pause and turn spring ball back on, you will have already turned it off. You can get an extra jump in there. And the pause timing is a little tricky, especially when you're doing those wall jumps.
Right. And then once you come out of the pause, you can hit jump at any point while you're still moving upward, and it'll give you another jump. So that's how you can do it, and you'll see the spring ball still the morph ball still move out some and then go up to clear some of the weird spring ball jumps that happen.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that spring ball, because we know that Zoasty and Sloat, really all of these runners are capable of that high jumpless lava dive. That gives them a much more straightforward way through the worst room in the game if they choose to do that.
Yep. I've watched Zoast and Sloaters a lot in there, and I think they'll both try for the wall jump, but they'll have the backup strat. The wall jump's not working out for them. And it looks like Toasty did decide to give up on that, on the sponge bath strat.
But
He's gonna check
Toasty
the
is going
reserve
to check
tank.
the top, which...
I don't believe Azure did.
Oh, and that's gravity suit there.
Wow. Oh.
That's a bad break for azder.
Oh boy. Well, depends. If he gets high jump boots and ice beam,
he
you
can
might
do
see him.
suitless.
Yeah, I suspect we'll see some suitless.
Right. But Toasty, knowing that, now he knows he can't get it yet,
Yeah,
but just
so
the
unless
knowledge of where it is.
Yeah, so unless the item at bowling is a speed booster, he's not going to be able to pick up that gravity suit.
Right. And really, having seen Zoasty and Sloaters both handle Bubble Mountain, Bubble Mountain's pretty much a bust. 2 E-tanks and a reserve.
Yeah, not much there. Probably going to see some croc action.
Probably, will either, whether they go down and do lower Norfair first or second, either on the way down or on their way back up, we'll definitely see at least one of our runners hit up Crocomire.
Yeah, I think if it were me, if I had high jump boots, I'd probably head down to lower Norfair first. Without high jump boots, I probably go down to Croc first, in the hopes that I either find gravity suit, high jump, or even like a space jump or bombs that'll help me up. Although with spring ball, you're not going to use bombs to get up worse room.
No, but a space jump would still be a far superior way to get up worse room than either the spring ball jump or the
absolutely
double pixel perfect jump.
Even something like screw attack would be a really nice item for them.
Absolutely. Well, and screw attack really in lower Norfair it's a quality of life item, but it is by a wide margin the most important quality of life item in lower Norfair.
Yeah, and if you get it after lower Norfair,
and Toasty finds the speed booster at gravity.
Oh my god!
So he's going to be able to go to Wreck Ship Reserve, get that gravity suit, and I would say that's going to put Toasty in a lead.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Looks like Zoast and Sloaters are both going to head straight down to lower Norfair.
Where we know they will not find charge, they will not find gravity, and they will not find speed booster.
Hopefully they find ice beam and high jump boots.
We might see some suitless Meridia action, which is always fun.
And both of them getting that high jumpless lava dive on the first try.
Yeah, I would say that's crazy, but considering the caliber of runners we're watching, I don't know how crazy it is. Not to take away from the accomplishment, but for these guys, that's almost pedestrian.
For the rest of us, though.
Yeah, cross product. Azder did duck out on Wreck Ship after the first 2 items. Which, we've seen it work for him plenty of times in the past, but...
We really have, but this time?
This will not be one of those times. So both Zoasty and Sloaters doing the Green Gate glitch to go check the screw attack item.
And what have we got? We have Ice Beam! Okay, so let's see if those high jump boots are somewhere.
If the high jump boots are at Firefleas, Ridley, or even probably somewhere at one of the Croc items, we will probably see at least one of our runners do Suitless Meridia.
So, to the comment in chat about Toasty doing the standard any % boss order, do you mean new route or old route? Because this essentially it'll be actually kind of more of a hybrid new route probably, because he'll do Kraid before he does Ridley for sure.
Yeah, just to catch him on the way down.
New route is generally considered doing Phantoon, Ridley, then Kraid, and finally Dragon. Whereas the standard order for old route and for people that play casually is going to be Kraid first, Phantoon, Dragon, Ridley.
Right. Also the route you run in Hundo.
All because of that reserve tank that you can't get early.
Yep.
Okay, Toasty remembering that he can check X-ray. So you're going to see a spring ball jump from Zoast.
Yeah. And, well, looks like we're going to see
Sloaters as well.
Too. which I can't blame him. Spring ball jump is going to be way more consistent.
Absolutely.
And Sloater's having to be a little careful with his health. I mean, I know.
Oh, Sloater's got the wall jump.
He took the time to take off spring ball and got the wall jump anyway.
Nicely done. Well, hopefully he remembers to turn it back on at some point.
Alright. Both of them in amphitheater going to make their way up as Toasty going to make his way down. I expect we'll see him. I mean, he's still going to keep checking items for now. He did not get the charge beam. So unless he routes back to wreck ship, which I highly doubt, Toasty's going to have to pick up a lot of ammo.
Yeah, I suspect Azder's the only one that's going to have the charge beam in the end. Unless we don't find high jump boots. If we don't find high jump boots, then Zoasty and Sloaters are going to end up going to the wreck ship, and there's a good chance they'll get the
Yeah.
they'll get that
The
charge
charge
beam.
beam. Alright, so Sloaters checks Firefly, just finds an E-tank, but he was pretty low at the time, so he'll take that for the free refill if nothing else. And Zoasty about to take on the Kung Fu Pirates. And azder gonna take some time to clear out Bubble Mountain. We know that he won't really find anything of note there.
So, yeah, to answer Cross Product's question, Toasty ran out of power bombs trying to do the sponge bath strat since they had no other way to get over there. And when he reset, he decided to just skip the item.
Right.
Not knowing that it's charge beam.
Alright, Zoasty doing some pre-Ridley farm. And Toasty about to take on Kraid.
Yeah, without charge beam, he's going to want to fill up to all 30 supers, most likely.
Definitely. Sloaters checks the power bombs of shame, finds some missiles there. Was probably hoping for another pack of supers just to make that Ridley farm a little faster.
Yeah, definitely hoping for supers. Right now, he'll have to hit with. They both had 30 supers. 30 supers will kill Ridley, so if they don't miss a shot, they won't have to use any of their regular missiles or power bombs.
And we see Sloaters X-raying the Kung Fu Pirate.
Okay, Zo's going to go in with one less super than optimal, so he'll have to hit 6 extra missiles to make up for that.
And Toasty picks up that plasma beam. So say goodbye to Spacer.
And Zo's doing a wonderful job keeping Ridley in that nice pogo pattern. And already done.
That was some beautiful pogo manipulation. And that's a dead space pelican. And
high jump boots. Oh, we're gonna see some suitless. I'm calling it.
Oh yeah.
The only question I would ask is: he just gonna bank on suitless, or is he gonna go check Crocomire first?
I don't know, but I actually expect all of our runners except Toasty to do some suitless.
I fully expect that as well.
And it'll be one of those where they're probably hoping gravity's at bot wound. We know it's not, but there's a decent chance once they get there, they'll just keep going.
And Azure, Sloaters, and Zoasty all know how to do RBO. In fact, Sloaters ran it this morning. So they should have, none of them would have any major trouble going through a full suitless Meridia if that's what they decide to do.
No.
Azure going to check Croc before going to Lower Norfair, though. So we'll be able to get a preview for the others.
Get your Croc Z's and Cheaty Myers and whatever other types of Crocomire emotes that you have in chat.
So far just an E-Tank, and Azure's just going to sit there in a ball. And oh, no, he decides to pick it up after all. Meanwhile, Toasty picking up his spring ball.
Sloater's picking up those high jump boots after a nice Ridley fight. That means all of our runners have now validated their runs with the spring ball.
As it should be.
As it should be. And that's a good way to get the community against you really quickly, to skip that spring ball.
Yeah, that's actually a good point the Canadian Owl brings up. Azure does not do high jump with lava dive unless he's been practicing it in secret.
It could happen, but
I know he knows the basics of how to do it.
so we see Toasty farming up. So I expect we're gonna just see him do a gravity jump into lower Norfair here. Yeah, he's not gonna go to Croc.
Which is interesting because Toasty is one of the so-called Croc disciples. Likes to go bet on Croc. But he really doesn't need it at this point. The only thing he could be hoping for there is charge beam, high jump boots. Actually, really any of the charge beam, charge ice, high jump, space jump, screw attack. Any of those things would help him. But
Right.
there's no guarantee those things are going to be there. In fact, we know the only one that could be there is space jump.
Yeah.
Oh, or screw attack.
Azder now with Screw, which will make his lower Norfair easier, but
It will. But I don't think he's going to head there.
I don't either.
I think he's got to go back up to the wreck ship. I hate to say it, but
And I think he knows it.
Feels bad.
Like you said, unless he decides to go for that high jumpless lava dive, but it would be fairly new in his repertoire.
Yeah. Yeah, there are times that high jumpless lava dive really pays off, and then there are times when it doesn't pay off as well. In this case, it really did pay off.
Looks like Zoasty is going to keep the faith and bet on Croc.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he picks up that screw attack. At this point, having already finished up lower Norfair, the value of screw attack goes way, way down.
Yeah, there's some spots in Meridia where it's nice, but he has enough E-tanks that it's not really...
Yeah, and considering he's not going to have gravity suit going into Meridia, it's not really going to help him there either.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that. The screw attack does not do anything.
Unless he surprises us and goes to the wreck ship instead of to Meridia.
Which could happen, but I don't find that very likely.
No, me neither.
But Azder is heading up, which means we're probably going to see him head back to the wreck ship.
He's probably swearing right now.
Yeah.
Although, as many times as he's gotten away with skipping the top half of wreck ship,
It was bound to bite him.
It was bound to bite him at some point.
Toasty trying to do the spring ball jump up where Scrim in the game. Doesn't get it on his first try. The wall jump spring ball jump is a much tighter jump than just a jumping one.
It's significantly more difficult, especially when you don't have high jump boots. He does get it on the second try. I was worried that he might switch to the X-ray climb. Toasty has been known to X-ray climb up this before. That is not in logic, by the way.
Which is effective, but very slow.
I'm going to point one other thing out. So Toasty going up to the amphitheater, except for that one little wall jump that you have to do, I actually find that without high jump boots, those little jumps on those stairs are actually really comfortable. It's like those jumps are actually kind of meant for lack of high jump boots.
Well, and then he also has the benefit/detriment of he has speed booster, but not high jump boots.
Yeah.
So unless he runs for at least I forget exactly how many frames, but he has to run for some distance. Otherwise, he actually jumps not even as high as he would normally.
Yeah, if he holds down the run button, his jump height will actually be less. So you have to kind of get used to not holding the run button all the time when you're jumping, when you don't have high jump boots and you do have a speed booster. Okay,
like
so let's pick up the screw attack.
Looks like Azder's going to probably make a gauntlet play before he heads back to the wreck ship. Probably hoping to find high jump boots here.
Yeah, I didn't see him save, so he's gonna have to come out from there.
True, but
he's really hoping to find high jump boots. He's not gonna be happy with his find.
Having that screw attack, getting back out's not an issue of any sort. No.
Screw attack makes Scotland pretty easy. He's got plenty of energy.
Right. And though he is still only sitting on 5 power bombs, which won't matter for this. But unless he picks up that ice beam, which by the time he gets to lower Norfair, he may or may not even do a GT check.
May not.
In which case, he would definitely need 2 more packs of power bombs for Tourian.
And we got Sloaters doing some spring ball jumps through Meridia. He's gonna freeze that fish and spring ball jump up to it.
Does this one require the double spring ball jump?
Not if you have high jump boots, and not if you freeze the fish. If you want to actually get up to that platform, then you'd have to do a double. Like now, we'd have to do a double spring ball jump to get up there. So
Looks like he's going for the double spring ball.
He's done it before.
Yeah, which is tech that I vaguely understand, but only vaguely. Alright, Toasty taking on the Space Pelican. Had 35 supers to start out, so we'll be able to pretty easily, most likely, take care of... Ridley.
Good question. Well, Toasty can't declare go mode once he finds high jump boots behind Ridley because he needs ammo. We might declare go mode minus ammo and just start looking for ammo.
Right. He either needs a bunch of ammo or he'd have to go back to the wrecked ship to grab the charge beam.
Exactly.
Alright, Azder is back in the wrecked ship and is going to be kicking himself really hard.
He is indeed.
When he finds what he will find here in the top of the wrecked ship. And both Zoasty and Sloaters going for the suitless Meridia.
So Exos is also going to do the spring ball jumps. Did Sloaters check Baba Turtle? Did I miss that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he just skips Mama Turtle. There's so many locations at this point that just committing to a full suitless makes a lot of sense.
Right. Because if he finishes off suitless, all he has to do is, well, he'd have to go kill Fantoon, but he's still a good bit of ammo away from being Mother Brain ready. Alright, Azder gonna have to sit through this bowling cutscene.
Did he check the gravity suit?
I'm not sure. Gravity was at Wreck Ship Reserve.
Yep.
Speed Booster is at Gravity. Alright, Sloaters gets a nice grapple jump.
There's arguments. Yeah, there's arguments both ways whether it's worth checking if you don't have, whether to check it first with speed, whether to not check it, whether to check it if you don't have speed. He sees the speed booster. If you didn't already check it, he's going to go back there regardless.
Definitely. Zoasty did check Mama Turtle, and it was just an E-Tank, so... Not sure whether Sloaters did or not. I don't... Considering where he is now, I expect he didn't.
I don't think he did.
So Sloaters gonna take on the Sneck. And Azder is heading to the Wreck Ship Reserve, so we'll be able to find that gravity suit.
Oh, and he picks up a power bomb while he's at it.
Well, that's good. I don't expect we'll see him check GT, so he's probably gonna need one more pack of those. Or he's gonna have to rely on luck.
Going in with 10 is not the worst thing in the world. You could get the 2 power bomb drops, and even if you don't, that's only 1 refill. Now, going in with 5 is just awful. Pretty much a guarantee that you're going to have to refill at least once, possibly 2 or 3 times. So, and just a reserve tank at Bot Wound.
And not having gravity suit nor speed booster, any runner that goes through there will have to pick up that.
Yeah, I think you can still get through the hole
without
gravity suit, but it's not worth trying because if you mess it up and you fall down the sand, it's just bad.
Right. Looks like Zoasty is catching a save here. I wonder if that's a pre-bot wound save or if he's going to go check a sand pit.
I'm not sure why you check a sand pit at this point. I hope he remembers that gravity suit can't be there.
He may not, because that's another one of the changes between the total randomizer and the settings that we had for the league.
Yep.
Was gravity cannot be here.
Gravity can't be here, nor can anything that requires that is required to get gravity.
Right.
Be here.
Gravity can't be locked by this location.
Right.
Sloaters is just heading, really making pretty short work of this Coliseum.
Oh, and very nicely done there. Coliseum's a tough room without gravity suit.
So, and we've got Zoasty doing the.
Oh, it's space jump. Oh
I mean,
boy.
it's a good item, but
It's a great item. It would help him get through Coliseum, but then you'd have to go all the way around. So I don't blame him, even though it's my favorite item. And this Canadian Owl puts out my. Here we go. I'll put it out too. My emote.
I've got one of those too.
I don't blame him for skipping it here because you have to go all the way back around.
Right, you're basically restarting Meridia, and you're going through those sandfall rooms without gravity suit.
Just horrible.
Yeah.
Sand is the worst in this game.
Especially sand without gravity suit. I mean, sand's bad anyway, but without gravity suit, it's just awful. Alright, Sloaters setting up for the grapple quick kill, and gets it. Nicely done by Sloaters on Dragon. Now, Toasty, heading into Meridia, only has one boss to go. And will have a much faster Meridia than either Sloaters or Zoast. Just already having that gravity suit. But Toasty still either needs to find a good bit more ammo or that charge beam. And I don't think we're going to see him find the charge beam.
And, well, I guess he's got 15 power bombs, but I don't think he checked the ice beam, so he's not going to get that either. And Sloater's doing a nice grapple escape there. One of the differences you'll note, so you would have, if you watched Sloaters do the RBO run, he had to store up a flash suit by using a crystal flash and getting grabbed by Dragon in order to be able to get out of here. But because he has Spring Ball here, he can actually just do the Spring Ball jump here. So he doesn't have to worry about the flash shoot. Alternatively, he could have gotten the flash shoot and used it instead of the grapple jumping, and then use Spring Ball jump here.
Right. So Toasty is going to do a Mama Turtle check. Has to just be looking for that charge beam at this point. That's really... That and ice are the only things that could really do him any good. Because I don't know whether Toasty can do the speed Zeb skip.
Ooh, that's a good point, and then he'll need extra ammo for that. He does have enough missiles that if, worst case, if he can't do the speed Zeb skip, he could destroy all the Zebs with regular missiles and then go refill.
Yeah, he'd only have to refill the one time.
Yeah,
which
he's got plenty of missiles for that. It takes 11.
Awful, but it's not.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to do it that way.
No. Each Zeb is 1,000 damage, or 1,000 HP, but they respawn, and if you fire with missiles, they'll respawn enough to make you shoot at least 11 missiles at them.
Right. I would say right now, Toasty's in the lead, but because of the amount of ammo he's got to find, I don't know how in the lead I would put him.
Yeah, and Sloaters needs ammo too, so it's really hard to say. It may depend on whether Sloaters thinks to go for that charge beam.
Right. I mean, azder having that charge beam, I mean, yes, he's the furthest away, but... I mean,
he does not have to search for ammo at all.
Right, he doesn't have to pick up another speck of ammo. Really, azder doesn't have to pick up... azder is in full go mode.
Azder is actually, you're right. Azder is the only one in go mode.
Everybody else either needs to find charge or a lot more ammo.
A lot more ammo. Neither Sloaters nor Zoasty is going to care about getting gravity suit by the time they get done with this.
Right.
And given the location of charge beam versus location of gravity suit, they're much more likely to go for that.
I would agree with that. Zoasty apparently did not get the Dragon quick kill with the grapple, so had to hang on for a while she moved him into place.
Okay, and Sloaters is out of Meridia.
I mean, Toasty would want probably 3 more super packs.
Yeah.
Though with the missiles he has, he only needs 2 more.
Right.
So.
Azder into his Ridley fight, so he gets to just do 20 charge shots here. Oh, sorry, he doesn't have ice. I'll be 24 charge shots.
Right. Alright, Toasty does not pick up the missiles at the Precious Room. So must just be looking for supers at this point.
Now, one unfortunate thing for Azder, since he skipped that X-ray scope, didn't pick it up at the wave gate, he won't be able to do the microwave strats on Batwoon and on Dragon. But just having charge wave is still gonna be pretty powerful to get through those bosses very quickly. And Azder skips the Ridley item, so he's not going to get high jump boots either.
Yeah, which I mean, we know would have actually worked out for him and probably would have gained him enough time to make it worth it.
But he doesn't know that.
But he doesn't know that. It could very easily have just been another reserve tank as far as he's concerned.
Exactly.
So Sloater's heading into the wreck ship.
Oh, and Zoast's going to do an X-ray climb instead of doing springball jumps out.
I have to expect the X-ray climb is slower?
I would think so. And we know Zoast knows how to do springball jumps, so I'm a little surprised to see this.
Yeah, he's already done a few. Sloaters seems to be at least somewhat dedicating himself to the ammo kill. Checking spooky missiles and, well, just finding missiles. I don't know if those are actually called spooky missiles, but that's what I'm going to call them.
I've heard that term a lot, so I'm going to go with that too. So these are all, to answer the question about glitches. These are considered minor glitches. X-ray climb is an interesting one because it's considered a minor glitch so long as you don't go out of bounds. So if you saw the alphabetical boss order run by Beeps this morning, the X-ray climb to get into Tourian early is a major glitch because it goes out of bounds in order for him to get down there. Whereas the one that Zoast just did to get up out of the Dragon area is considered a minor glitch because it doesn't take him out of bounds at all.
He's just climbing within the same room.
Exactly.
Same as the X-ray climb to get to Shack Tool.
Yep, that's another goofy X-ray climb.
I think those are the only two ones I've ever actually seen anybody do in a race setting.
Oh, Toasty's done one through Worst From the Game, and he did a really bizarre one. Very early on in the season, he did an X-ray climb to get from the speed booster area. So if you go through Frog Speedway and you get to that little area where you normally power bomb, he didn't have power bombs and he didn't have various suits. He X-ray climbed up to Bubble Mountain, which
That's impressive.
It was impressive, and it was an issue. Oh, and Toasty finding 2 super packs over here at the watering hole, so that's going to put him in go mode. Yeah. But anyway, he X-ray climbed up, and what was interesting about that is it forced him into a situation where he had very low E-tanks in order to get back through the reverse cathedral hull run. So, yeah, it was definitely an interesting race.
Yeah, Toasty is now technically in go mode. He might want one more pack of supers just to get the 60 super mother brain, but
he definitely wants one more pack of supers. Whether he's going to go out of the way to look for one, I don't know.
Right, but I don't know of any checks he could really make that aren't out of the way at this point.
Yeah, he'd go to the red tower checks, I guess.
Those aren't too far out of the way. He knows what's in the front of Gauntlet. He never checked the back. He could always just go through Gauntlet. Zoasty going for a snail clip.
So now this is going to be awfully close between Sloaters and Toasty, because Sloaters is about to find that charge beam. And once he finds it, he's going to get out of the wreck ship right away.
Yeah, once he's out. I mean, Toasty will be... Oh, well, Toasty's going to at least check something at the top of Red Tower. I was going to say Toasty would definitely hit Criteria first. But with this, and then you can't discount the fact that Sloaters has Ice Beam, Toasty doesn't. I mean, Sloaters' Metroid rooms are going to be a lot faster.
A lot faster. He's going to be able to do it. He'll have the Ice Beam Zeb Skip, Toasty will have to do either a speed booster Zeb skip or just not do a Zeb skip at all.
So Toasty finds it now has 60 and 60, but is still going to check the Alpha Power Bomb's location for these two miners.
Yeah, I agree with him checking the first one, and if it had not been a super missile, I would agree with him checking the second one. But I don't think at this point I would. You got 60 supers. You've got plenty leeway because this number of missiles you have. I think I would just go.
It may be he's trying to get enough ammo. He's not confident in his speed Zeb skip,
That
and he's
could
trying
be.
to get enough ammo to just be able to pound his way through them.
Yeah, he does not have enough ammo to not refill after killing the Zebs, though.
Kip brings up a good point. Sloaters can't do everything as far as the Metroid rooms are concerned. Not having gravity will affect room 1.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have speed booster, so he's gonna have a much slower escape.
That's true. But I would definitely put Sloaters in the lead here.
I would too.
Not by a ton.
No, not by a ton
but
at all.
I think the Ice Beam is going to be more of a... is going to help him more than the Speed Booster is going to help Toasty.
Especially if Toasty can't do the speed Zeb skip.
Yes.
Okay, meanwhile, Azure getting into his Dragon fight. Zoasty looks like he's looking for ammo.
Which we know he will find a couple of packs of supers here. But if he's going for the ammo kill, Zoasty would still need quite a bit of ammo. This is only going to put him at 40 supers.
Yeah, and Kip making another good point. Sloaters is not going to have to pay attention to his ammo here. I mean, he'll have to pay a little bit of attention, but he's got so much ammo. I mean, especially when you compare it to what you'd have in an any percent run, he's going to be fine with ammo.
Right. I mean, he has enough regular missiles that he doesn't need a single super for Mother Brain.
Exactly. Whereas Toasty is going to have to be very conscious of his ammo.
Right. So yeah, I would actually give Sloaters a pretty solid lead here. But they are within a room of each other entering Tourian.
Yeah, and Sloaters demonstrate exactly why Gravity Suit is useful here. Falling into the lava there.
Toasty is going to go for the grouping strats. Oh, well, Toasty's having to do power bomb kills, so it makes sense to do the grouping strats. Sloaters is just going to make quick work of Metroid Room 3.
Okay, Zoast is leaving Meridia. We'll see if he continues to check for ammo or if he goes and does wreck ship first. Azder also leaving Meridia. He's going to be able to go straight. He's got charge beam. He's going to be able to go straight to Tourian. He's got his 15 power bombs, so he doesn't need anything else.
Looks like Sloaters is going to go for a baby skip.
Yep, and Azure is going to want to refill at the ship because he's going to want to have those full power bombs before he goes in.
Yeah, I'm not having that ice beam. Oh, Sloaters not going for the baby skip. And Toasty may not go for the baby skip just because looking at Toasty's health right now, he would need to
he needs to refill anyway.
Yeah. Sloaters can do stand-up and has that charge Ice Wave Plasma to make it really effective.
He's the only one that's going to be able to do stand-up. Unless Zoast goes ahead and Zoast picks up the charge beam.
Yes.
It's like Zoast is trying to do a swaggy springball jump across the moat.
Excellent. Alright, so Toasty is going for that baby skip. And
he doesn't
caught
get it.
right there at the end. Zoasty heading into wreck ship. As Azder's got to make his way towards Tourian, and Sloaters is starting off Mother Brain 1. That's Mother Brain 1 taken down very quickly for Sloaters. So with his beam combo, it's only 20 shots to kill off Mother Brain 2.
So in the end, between all these runners, I think the only item we never saw was bombs.
Yeah, that's the only major we never saw. Because we saw
a space jump.
Yeah. But there were plenty of item locations we didn't see.
Yeah, most in Meridia, in fact.
Well, I guess just Spring Ball and Plasma.
Plasma, that's true.
I guess those are the only two major spots we didn't see. Oh, and Waterway.
Yep.
So bombs had to be at one of those.
Bombs are kind of a luxury item in Randomizer because you usually get power bombs early enough that you don't need bombs, but they sure do help avoid things like soft locks early on, especially early on in the game.
Yeah. Zoasty with a beautiful 2-round Fantoon. I would expect nothing less from Zoasty.
The only question is he going to go search out that charge beam? With this
honestly,
ammo,
with his ammo, yeah, I would expect the same. Azder making his way through Metroid Room 3, but Sloaters is mid stand-up glitch.
And Zoast does not want those regular missiles. He's going to check the right side supers, hoping this is going to be his charge beam.
Which I believe it was just an E-tank.
I believe that is correct. Considering we know it's not bombs.
Right. Pretty much got to be either an E-tank or a reserve.
Yeah, and we saw at least 3 of the reserves.
Sloaters with a great stand-up. Looks like he was only either 2 or 3 shots from the Hyper Beam to finish off Mother Brain 3. As Toasty is starting up Mother Brain 2.
Yeah, he's got plenty of leeway here.
I think he had 61 supers starting the fight out, so he missed a super, and then he's got some missiles to make up for any more missed supers.
Yeah, Kip with the comment of one event at a time, the world is finding out about this Sloaters guy. Yeah, this Sloaters guy is pretty good.
Yeah, turns out, having been crushed by him in races before, I will say,
same.
He's pretty good.
Pretty good. But in all fairness, this group of runners, I mean, any one of these guys can win one of these things at any given time. They're all that good.
Oh, absolutely. Sloater's gonna have to do a normal climb here. Going for the left side climb.
Yeah, no speed booster.
And looks like Azder going for the speed skip and gets it. Nicely done by Azder. As Toasty is in the cutscene. And Zoasty did not go check for that charge beam. Looks like he's just looking for ammo.
And we are on SRL. Sloaters finishing with an official SRL time of 56:15. GG to Sloaters.
GG to Sloaters. And that's with a sub hour with a full suitless Meridia.
Full suitless Meridia. I mean, that's Sloaters.
Yeah.
Asher commenting, surprised no one finished earlier, and I can't do it. I want to type to him that no, 2 of them didn't find gravity suits. But since 2 of them are, so if we have at least one that
and I have to say,
could still go back and get it if they got that hint. Although I don't think you would.
I mean, I know this is all supposition, but if Azder had just gone up wreck ship, he might have won this one.
He might have if he had continued through the wreck ship.
Because he ended up double dipping the wreck ship.
We've said it before. He's gotten away with doing that many, many times, and this time it bit him. This time it bit him.
And he's another runner that's crushed me every time we've raced. So I really have no room to talk when it comes to his strategies. But
it's a risk reward, you know. It's a kind of a high risk, high reward play, in my opinion.
It is, and I mean, as you said, it has worked out for him more times than it hasn't. Zoasty checking the dental plan missiles, just trying to pick up just enough ammo to finish off Mother Brain. Was really hoping for some supers there.
But yeah, that was quite the stack. When you think about it, that wreck ship was quite the stacked wreck ship. We had gravity, speed booster, and charge beam of the major items in the wreck ship. That does not happen every day.
No, not at all. I mean, more often than not, I'd say the wreck ship is, well, just that. It's a wrecked ship.
Yeah, and only 18 super packs. So yeah, this is why Zoast is having so much trouble finding enough supers.
Yeah, 4.321. That's not great odds.
No, not great at all. And Toasty finishing up with an official SRL time of 58:46. GG to Toasty.
Yeah, I mean, only a 2.5 minute difference. And as we can see, azder finishing up Mother Brain 3 there. Shouldn't be too long for him either.
Just gonna bank on Gauntlet to hopefully get his last super missiles. He does need 2 super packs at this point. You need a lot more if you for every super pack. So basically, 40-60 is the minimum you want to go in there with. So he would need 2 more missile packs to make up for 1 more of those supers, and that does not include refilling at the ship. So he does find 1 super here, so that's good, but he still needs at least 1 more, or quite a bit more regular missiles.
We just need 1 more of either at this point would actually...
would put him at the minimum, yep.
Yeah. azder making his way through the Leodox room.
Yeah, you're... as has been said several times, unless your name is Behemoth, nothing good gets named after you. So I like to say Leodox took one for the team, taking the name for this room, because I know I've had my share of troubles in this room.
Well, Sloaters refill. Does Tonk have anything named after him?
I don't think so. Well, except well, maybe not. He does have the famous go to Crate first in an RBO.
I mean, that's pretty specific. Alright, we have a dot done from azder with an official SRL time of 1 hour and 30 seconds. So GG to azder.
The one nice thing about Zoast being the last finish, we get to go back to his cool tunes here.
Oh, Penguins fan 24 pointing out the Ponk fish.
Oh, that's right. Well, the Ponk Seffy fish, so...
Yeah.
And azder's comment is, this is, quote, how to screw with azder, the seed.
This seed was exactly the seed that if you're playing against azder, this is the seed you want.
It is, it definitely
You want the power in the top of the wreck ship. Alright, so Zoasty found another missile pack and is now going to make his way into Tourian with absolute minimum ammo for Mother Brain.
Oh, and the cool tunes of the original Metroid Ridley's hideout theme.
Oh, yeah. I can virtually guarantee you that Zoasty will not be saving the animals.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay. Oh, bombs were at Spring Ball. Yeah, we weren't ever going to see those.
Yeah, nobody was making the trip to Shack Tool, especially because half of our runners didn't have gravity, and doing the Shack Tool check without gravity is not...
They had the tools. They could have had the tools for it, because they could have gotten the space jump, but...
Space jump, or they could have X-ray climbed it.
My understanding is that is something that can happen in the combo randomizer, but Not something you want to have happen. And Asher's joining us. How you doing, Asher?
Hey, Azder.
Hello.
Yeah,
So that could have been like a 42
yeah, but
I was playing.
Yeah, I mean
and we've also got Toasty joining us. So
Hey,
both
good
of you
game.
did meme route. Both of you went wreck ship. Toasty, you missed charge beam, not failing the sponge bath.
Oh man, if I just got that, I wouldn't have to do the whole refill thing in Tourian. That would have been insane.
Yep, and
Oh,
Sloaters
man.
joining us as well. I'll let you guys talk about the seed. You guys can tell each other what you all did.
Oh my god, dude, that ship.
I was like,
Wow.
I did meme route. I got Varia. I know a lot of people like to go down when they get Varia, but I can't do high jump with lava dive, so I don't like to. So usually I go up if I don't have high jump. So I go to ship and I'm just like, okay, how much of ship do I want to do? And I get charged. And I'm like, okay, charge can swing the match. I know most people probably won't go this way. Toasty might, but charge can swing the match. And I don't want to waste more time. And we got Varia early, so I'll just go back down, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's basically what
Yeah.
happened to me. I got grapple and I was thinking, oh, I could probably go to ship. And then when I saw Varia, I was like, well, you know, I feel pretty good going down there now, especially after getting plasma. I wasn't really scared of dying or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna go down until I found the grapple, but I was like, well, okay, it's right there. I'll just check out the
Yeah.
ship and
And
yeah,
Sloaters, you and Zoast both went down and pretty much one after the other nailed the high jump with lava dive.
wow. Dang. So did you go from Ridley to the ship, Sloaters?
I went from Ridley to Meridia, and so I found high jump at Ridley,
Oh,
and
you don't
because
get-
I didn't
yeah.
have gravity at the time,
yeah.
I knew that gravity couldn't be in Meridia anywhere because of the way they expect you to do like suitless.
Yeah.
So I knew it had to be either in wreck ship or croc, but I didn't want to gamble on going to one of those places and finding out it was in the other place. And so I was kind of hoping like gravity was somehow like at waterway or locked at wreck ship reserve, and then it would take a while for everyone else to get it. But turns out
Yeah.
it was.
I don't know that it couldn't have been in Meridia because you had all the components to do suitless.
High
including
jump
football.
was in.
High jump was in Lower Norfair. There, okay, behind Ridley, which means that you'd have to. Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah,
High jump,
to
high
do
jump
lava
beat, yeah.
dive.
You have to have either gravity suit
Hmm.
or high jump boots. Good call on that, Sloaters. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that's like kind of one of those rare cases where you like break the logic and you find something and you're like, oh wait, this means like this item like can't be here now. It actually took like a lot of spots out, like where I guess not a lot, I guess like 2, but still it was useful knowledge for me at least, like in deciding to do that.
Well, if nothing else, you can
Yeah.
skip Mama Turtle. You know it's not going to be there.
Right.
Dang, so Sloaters,
Unfortunately-
oh, go ahead.
Unfortunately for Zoast, he did all those checks. He did go to Croc, did Mama Turtle, even checked the sand pit, where we actually took out as possibly for gravity, and that put him way behind.
Well, and then
That
he
should not
didn't
be
go
right.
to wreck ship E-Tank, so didn't get charge, and had to do some ammo hunting before he could head into Tourian.
I think like the charge, since Toasty and I did. Oh no, Toasty didn't get charge. The charge
Killed.
getting. I was probably the first. Either me or Slutters was. No, so did Slutters go down? I forget.
Sloaters went
Yeah.
down.
So
Okay,
it's
so
what
I
you
was
got charged
definitely-
first.
I was definitely first to charge, and I think that saved me a fair bit of time.
Oh, no doubt.
But like I thought that was like, okay, that's a really good time save. That's probably gonna swing the match. As long as like because I'm leaving one item in wreck ship. In theory, in most cases, like one item I can't get, and another I can't. Or
Yeah.
yeah, like one I can get, one I can't. So it might as well only be one item, but it's like that top of wreck ship was so dumb.
That was silly. Yeah. I
Yeah,
couldn't believe that.
and we even commented to you, Azure, that so many times you've done that, and so many times you've gotten away with it. This was not that time.
This was like the worst time to do that. Like it was just like, and all signs were pointing to do it. Like this is the kind of seat that I felt like other people in my position would also do that.
Oh, sure.
So,
Yeah. When did you make your way back up to the ship then to get the gravity and speed?
so I found screw attack at grapple, and that was my last norfair check. And I only had 5 PBs at the time, so my thoughts was that it opened up Gauntlet, and then Gauntlet had progression, and I knew it couldn't have a suit. So I was just like, this was a high jump lava dive seed, wasn't it? I'm gonna find high jump there, and I'm just gonna be screwed because everyone else would have done the high jump list. And then I found Spacer, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's worse.
Yeah. I also have the Spacer.
No, actually, like gravity at top of wreck ship wasn't as bad as probably high jump at Gauntlet would have been, because it's pretty reasonable that other people would have last locationed it too. Right. It's just that I did it particularly inefficiently because I went up, down, and then up, and that's like the big risk with the routes that I tend to take, is that they tend to leave that kind of thing open.
Yeah. So I failed the SpongeBob tech twice and then just skipped it. If I had got it the first try, I think like that saves me, because I didn't do the speed zip skip, so I went to kill Zebatites and refilled and went back. Like I think if I got that charge beam first try, I might beat Sloaters, but like I don't know. That's
it would
how
have
it
been
goes.
awful close.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
also
how them's the breaks.
Yeah, and also the fact that you end up skipping the ice beam, which at that point made sense. That was at GT. Screw attack had ice beam.
Yeah. Okay.
So was I the only person that didn't get high jump?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sad I didn't get halfy.
You were essentially in go mode at that point because you had charge beam. Everybody else was still looking for charge, so it made sense for you to skip that item and everybody else to take a look at it.
Dude, that could have been a 14-minute go mode.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It was like I wasn't. It was kind of a swing decision for me too. Like I was spending the time on the way back from charge thinking whether I wanted to bail or not. I could have chosen the other.
Zoast acted like he was going to taunt the animals, but actually saved them.
He's an animal saver at heart.
Dude, good guy, Zoast.
I prefer to taunt them. Alright, and Zoast has finished with with an official time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Which, in all fairness, considering the amount of searching he did, is a pretty good time. Yeah, I mean, he went everywhere.
Yeah, GG to Zoast.
GG to Zoast. GG to all of you. And thank you all for participating. I don't know if we'll have time to bring him in as well.
Yeah, we're now slightly overestimate, so we may have to...
I guess that's Rasu's call.
Yeah, but no, seriously, thanks for running for us, guys. It was a lot of fun to commentate this. Yeah, it's always fun to commentate a good rando match.
Yeah, we really had the 4 of you coming in and doing this race. We have 4 excellent runners. Couldn't have asked for a better foursome.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tracy and Cheese. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and major thanks to Tracy for pulling me into this late last night.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Cheese. These are always so much more fun with a co-commentator, and trying to follow 4 runners at the same time. It's always a little crazy when you're trying to check something and then someone else is doing something cool and you miss it.
Especially when you have 4 runners that take 4 very, very different routes.
Okay, let's go ahead and shout out what's coming up next. Sloaters, looks like you're doing a little bit of low percent ice.
Ooh.
No, that actually.
No, are we cutting that out because?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. I'm bummed. I was really looking forward to it, but maybe next time we'll get to show it off.
Well, yeah, and actually, if you're gonna do low percent ice, you gotta raise Kip on that one.
Yeah, maybe I'll
That
ask
would
him
be
next time.
that would be a definitely a hype race. So what will be coming up next is then in the any percent race between Emmett and Freya's Spirit. Actually, Freya's is going to be running for quite a bit here, doing the any percent race with Emmett, and then a 100% map completion race versus Canadian Owl, and then Freya's all by themselves is going to be doing grabbed all yapping miles RTA. So. And a whole bunch of other good stuff coming up. So definitely, hopefully, you'll all stay tuned for more excellent. First, some bunch of Super Metroid action, but we also got a whole bunch of other Metroids, a little Zero Mission, a little bit of the original game, some Prime, some all sorts of great stuff coming up. So definitely stay tuned to Speed Gaming for all of that.
And thanks real quick to my boy Cheaty Face for tracking.
Yeah, the best in the business. Our wonderful tracker.
Yeah.
Cheese and I would be lost without him.
Oh yeah, there was a whole lot of asking. Wait, what did you find there?
All right. Anybody else want to add anything before we close this out and send it over to Freyas and Emmett?
Thank you guys. It was a lot of fun racing. Thank you, Tracy and Cheese, for the commentary. Look forward to watching it back. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of the runs coming up. It should be pretty fun.
All right. Looks like that's it. So we'll let them get, as we see Zoast's final percentage, we'll let them get ready for the next race. Good luck to Freyas and Emmett on the any percent, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Pleasant evening, everyone.